Good morning, guys. Back for another WIP Wednesday. Only this time we're going to be working on my paint by numbers, which this is the image. And as you can see, I have already started. Tyler was just bugging me the other night. Come on, Mum, I want to do some, So, yeah. So, hopefully you guys are having a good week so far. It's the same stuff, different day, isn't it? It's so boring. I've got all the crafts in the world, yet when you're stuck in the house and you can't go out, you just really don't feel like doing them. I've lost the will to live with them. But we are sticking to staying in the house. If you hear my kids, I do apologise. But they're on the Xbox. They don't normally spend this much time on them, but what else have they got, really? You know. It's really, really boring. I've got books, I've got cross stitch, crochet. My blanket was getting worked on a lot, but I ran out of wool. So I've had to order a different brand because the brand I was using before has been discontinued. Which if I'd have known they were going to do that when I bought the first bunch of balls of wool, I would have brought enough. But anyway, if you go online, like people have said, oh, this is a comparison wool, it's pretty good. So I've literally done that. Gone for a brand called Signet. And because they recommended that as one of the top comparable ones. Only I spent ages and ages on the internet looking for this brand. It's everywhere, but when you click it, it's out of stock. I found one lady. She was willing to let me send her a piece of the wool I have so she could compare it. But she said, but I've only got one ball. That's no good. I'm going to need at least 6. So I have had to place an order with someone, and they've emailed me to say we are awaiting stock. As soon as it comes in, we'll ship it out to you. And it's here in the UK, so it shouldn't take that long, really. But Home Bargain still doesn't have the baby blue wool in for Courtney's blanket. I've wanted so many days the last week or so to get out my cross stitch. It's just sitting right there next to the chair I sit in a lot. And I've wanted to pick it up, but you know when it's just, yeah. I wouldn't even say it's because I burnt myself out on it either, because I don't think I have. I think it's just... I do like my own space and my own company sometimes, but I would walk the kids to school every morning, and like there'd be conversation, and I think that's what I miss, you know, just the morning. Good morning, how are you? Do anything good the weekend? It's better than listening to my own, no, I've done nothing. Oh dear. Hopefully it'll all be over soon. I was really motivated this morning when I got up. I got up, washed. I wouldn't say dressed because I don't bother getting dressed. I just put my comfy pyjamas on because Rob goes to the shop, so. And then it was like, help Tyler see to his hamster's cage, completely strip it out, new bedding, new sawdust. And then after that I just lost it. I am gonna, I think, force myself this afternoon to get my cross stitch out. I mean, we've been watching so many films and so many series on Netflix. It's a good job Rob likes sitting there hunting for these things. We've been watching... This one surprised me because even Tyler liked it. We were watching someone on YouTube, I think, called Joe Exotic. They did a documentary thing about him. I'm not sure how far we got into it because I haven't finished watching it yet. But we just got up to the part where his husband, his second husband, shot himself. Problem is when Rob puts a film or an episode from a series on, if it's one I'm really, really into, I won't stitch because I have to watch. Whereas if it's something like I can't get into, he likes it but I'm not so fussed, I'll put my headphones in and I'll put on some YouTube, then I can stitch to my heart's content. I hope you guys are finding, you know, ways of entertaining yourself and keeping yourself and your children entertained if you have children. I told Riley he can help me with this one because he never really got to touch the last one. But at the moment, him and Ellie like doing two-player. I think it's on Minecraft. Minecraft or Roblox. Tyler, it's GTA or Rainbow Six Siege. Haven't got a clue. I know what GTA is. And you'll have noticed I didn't do a flash tube on Friday. But, like I already said, I just haven't... It's like having no energy. You've just... My get up and go got up and went. I don't know where it went, but I need to find it. So there's not really much to tell you this week because it's still the usual staying in the house, doing nothing apart from housework. And I swear the kids just like seeing it a mess, because when I tidy it, they trash it. So until they go back, just go, should I bother? Honestly. Let me know what you guys have been up to. My life's a bit boring at the minute. I think I need to get the material for Riley's cross stitch and get that started. And then maybe some material for one of the other heids I bought, because they are gorgeous. Saw Riley's little face light up when she saw what I bought, the 2 charts. She really liked the pale rose, I think it's called. It's a little girl's face, like cartoony style. And I'm like, I did you one. I've got to do Riley before I even think about doing another one for Ellie. Oh, I have had some exciting news that I think I'm okay to share with you guys now. I've actually known 2-3 weeks now. It was like right before our country went on lockdown. I'm going to be a nan. My eldest son rang me in tears 2 or 3 weeks ago. And last time he rang me and he was in tears, he'd actually been watching something, I think it was Coronation Street, and it had upset him. So as soon as I answered, because he always FaceTimes me, not he does a standard call me, it's always FaceTime. So he FaceTimed me and he was crying, and I just, what have you been watching? He started laughing. And then he said, can I tell you something? I was like, oh no, as you do when your child wants to tell you something. You're a little reluctant. And then he said, I'll tell you what, I won't tell you, I'll show you. And it had got her 2 pregnancy tests on the table. So he's all excited. But not everyone knew at first, so... But yeah, I think she's due October. So, yeah. Hopefully by then all this stuff will be over. I'm going to use the big one fill in. So that'll be a baby blanket too. And cardigans. And they're planning on moving as well. A bit closer to us. Didn't do this. Yeah. Where they live now, it's a bus trip. And where they're going to move to will be a 10-minute walk. So, well, 10-15 minutes or so. Let's get the other one. So yeah, that's my exciting news. Even though I said to him, look, I'm only 42, I'm too young to be a nan. I was 23 when I got pregnant with him, and he's only 20. He's still got a bit of growing up to do. Hopefully he will when baby comes. But he sort of understands it all. His girlfriend's sister had her baby, she was only 16. And she lived with them for a while, so they understood the waking in the middle of the night because they both heard it. And so hopefully he is aware. What number am I on? 4. Shut that now because there's no more there. So yeah, all this was done by me and Tyler in one day, apart from that section I've just painted, obviously. It goes all the way up there. I'm not sure if you... Oh, you can. You can see that. It was fun though, to be fair. Every time Tyler went out the line, he just looked at me. And it was funny. I just glared at him. I didn't mean it. But that's the perfectionist in me, like. Really. I hate being a perfectionist sometimes. Because it's the process, isn't it? And spending time together that should matter. Not the precision. Right. I think I'm going to move this down a bit. And let's do number 11. I'm not going to keep this too long, guys, because, yeah, you've probably got kids or you're busy, and I got my kids making loads of noise. My kids, they're terrible. They don't know how to play or talk quietly. It's like they have one voice, that's it. It's an outdoor one. It drives me nuts. Even when Riley talks to me sometimes, it's like he has to shout. And I have to tone him down. I am listening. You don't need to shout. I'm not in a field. That's funny, really, because when I was growing up, I don't know if anyone else's parents was like strict and whatever. My mum wasn't, it was my dad. But he used to repeat this phrase all the time, and it just became normal for us then. And he always used to say children should be seen and not heard. So it was like we'd be watching a film and we weren't allowed to ask questions or speak because it drove him nuts. Absolutely nuts. And I don't say that to my children should be seen and not heard, but when they're talking during my film. I kind of understood how my dad felt. I just have to do a really quick explanation and like, shh, because you miss things. And then I end up rewinding and... Talking of like that happened like when I was growing up, my dad, he had quite a few things that he, referenced all the time. And apart from children should be seen and not heard, he used to say, because he'd say, don't do that, and I'd say, or, my brother or my sister, and his response was, do as I say, not as I do. That drove us all nuts. And it's funny, but he always knew what we were up to as well. And he'd say, I was your age once, And then if you spoke to my granddad, which was my dad's dad, he used to tell me stories about my dad and how, this is really funny, he walked in at 2 o'clock in the morning once. I think he was, 14? And my granddad had like stayed up waiting for him. And when my dad walked through the door, my granddad said to him, what time do you call this? And apparently, according to my granddad, he said, I make it 2 o'clock, and off he went to his room. No wonder my dad was so strict on us, because he got away with it. But I've heard he was quite the bugger, my dad. He was off school with chicken pox, and my granddad said to him, you got to stay in. He says, I'm not, and off he went. I used to love listening to my granddad's stories. And the stuff my granddad got up to as well. It's like in the 1930s, you wouldn't, the age, you wouldn't think like kids moved their parents and whatever. My granddad did. He said, my mum used to say to me, don't go down there with Jack something or another, he said. And I'd say, all right then. He says, and that was the first place I went to. I do miss him. I think it's been 4 years. Time flies, I tell you. It's been 19 years this year since my mum passed away. And you just, really? Where's that time gone? They're squealing. I hope you guys can see what I'm working on here. I'm not just staring at a canvas. How boring would that be? Oh, they're running around. Shush, Rai! They're arguing. What a surprise. They get on for so long, then they have a bicker. Then they get on for so long, and then they have a bicker. I wasn't being rude telling him to shush. His dad's in the kitchen. It's fine. Well, I was telling him to shush, but I mean I wasn't being, rude. I just never thought to tell them I'm doing a video because they were playing. I don't know. Stop using the little brush. I get so involved in it, I just forget to switch brushes. It's a glorious day today. And yesterday was really nice as well. Not yesterday, Sunday. And like everyone on the news was saying, look, it's going to be a glorious weekend, but please don't go out. Stay in. I know it's tempting, but, you know, protect our NHS and our nurses and doctors. And then my neighbours across the road are still having people around, and drives me insane. Everyone else seems to be following the government guidelines, but then other people just seem to be flouting it because they can. But I'm not the sort of person to go out and go, excuse me. Because it's people like that that are causing the lockdown to go on for longer. You know, we're all in the same boat. There is FaceTiming. Me and Kelly have FaceTimed a few times. She got extremely bored the other day and said, I need a pattern. Gone through my book, she decided what she was going to do, so just needed my guidance. And that was that. So she's making an entrelac crochet blanket for someone who wants grey baby blanket. I was a little shocked when she said grey. I think that was really, you know, a colour for babies, but it actually looks quite smart. Yeah, it looks good. But she had to FaceTime me again then when she got so far, because she didn't know how to stop increasing. So she's just hating the curling, which is normal with when you're doing Tunisian stitch. Because you're always working from the front, so it just makes the fabric curl. It can be annoying, especially when you're working one on the size I did for Gally. Oh my days. But she's enjoying it, so I don't mind pointing her in the right direction. Whatever keeps her busy. Right. I'll do number 12. Another blue. Wow, we're at nearly half an hour already. Crikey. See, I didn't think I got that much to talk about today. I thought, goodness, this is going to be boring. I'm not going to think of anything to say, but shows what I know. And if you do hear my belly, I'll apologise now because my IBS is playing up at the minute. More than normal. I've been having a lot of acid reflux. I don't know. I love the smell of acrylic paints. I sniffed the canvas before I put it on the table. I unrolled it and sniffed it. I don't know. I'm weird. I just like the smell of acrylic paint. It takes me back to my childhood, I think. What number did I say I'm on? 12. Wow, oh, that's 12. Okay. Yep. Sounds like my other half's watching a bit of YouTube. Started watching a series this morning, and can I remember what it's called now? Nope. But we've only watched number 1 because it was just, Rob will do it. See what you think. We'll watch number 1 and then we'll take it from there. So we did, and it's about this little 9-year-old girl who's quite the journalist. Her dad used to be a journalist, taken after him so much, and they moved back to where the dad grew up because his journalist job, and one of the local neighbours dies, and she goes to investigate. She gets the police files on the death, and the police have put it down as an accident, but the girl, she's got a phone memory. When she goes through the file, she says there's something missing on this picture. There was a VCR there, she said. Amazing. And it's really good, so we're going to put number 2 on. Oh, I guess I won't be stitching then. It's not that I can't stitch and watch, it's that I end up putting my needle down. I really want to focus on the episode. Whoops. And then it sits on my lap, and it's pointless. It just sits there looking good. Oops, try not to get my hand in it. Oh, I did the other day twice. Tyler was wetting himself by the end. Honestly. I had all this acrylic paint all up the side of my hand. And out of frustration, I wiped my hand on the table. And then I thought after, oh my God, I hope that's going to come off. But I just didn't want to have to get up. You know, when you're in that zone and you're doing your craft and you're enjoying it and it's relaxing, you do something else, do you? So I didn't. I left it there. Fortunately, it came off. My table's got that many scratch marks on it. Marks. Honestly. I'd say my table's more than 10 years old. Try not to catch my blue. Tyler, when he went out the lines the other day, he's like, well, I haven't got a steady hand like you have. And I had to explain to him, the only way I've got a steady hand is because I'm holding it myself, as in, like I rest my finger on the canvas. And he holds his paintbrush right down here, and it's just like, can you even see that? He holds his paintbrush right down there. You can't even see what I'm painting, can you? I think you can now. Sorry, guys. I would say you should have shouted, but I can't hear you. So yeah, I had to teach him, like, you rest your hand on the canvas. Well, just like, see, I've done it again. Your little finger. Because it steadies your hand while you hold the brush. And if you hold the brush a little bit further up, it's easy. I will finish this section with you guys and then I'll let you guys go. I forgot to make myself a coffee. That's not like me, but the routine we've got at the minute with the kids being at home, it kind of throws everything into disarray, doesn't it? And like I had to plan when I could do this video because the kids are at home. It's like, right, get them all up, dressed, washed, whatever, breakfast. Right, find something to do. And then the other half's putting the kettle. So it'll be coffee time. Really gone off tea lately, I don't know why. It's like every time he makes a drink. Do you want one? Yeah. Coffee though, thanks. Oops. See, that's rushing. See, if I take my hand off there, I don't have a steady hand, but because I rest my hand down, I do. That blue's not covering very well. Might have to give that a second coat another day. But there you go, that'll do for today. Thank you guys for coming and hanging out with me. Hopefully I didn't bore you too much because I haven't really done much. What can anyone do in these times, eh? People that are still going out to work. Although I don't envy the crisis they're in, so anyway, oops, I will to it. If you're stuck at home like I am, I hope you find plenty of things to do. I have loads, I just don't feel like doing any of them. But stay safe, people. Stay well, stay healthy. We're all in this for the long haul and to do whatever it takes. And I'll catch you in my next video, guys. Bye.